Hey guys, I've got something cool today. It's a knife made by a company called Axial. You may know of them, but if not, I'm going to touch on this knife I received here from them, give a little bit of background about them. They include some pretty cool stuff in this too. Some titanium key rings, upgrade your carry, a little T6 keychain Torx head bit thing, pretty cool. Sticker, stay sharp. Then you've got a little quality assurance card with an inspection, a date, and sign off on that. Thanks for buying card. Nice printing quality, by the way, with the little foil inlays. That's pretty nice. Cute care manual. And last but not least, you finally get to the knife. Comes in a nice little sleeve. Take that out and move this stuff out of the way. Nice touch with all that, guys. We are, sadly though, not exactly able to sell these right now, although we would really love to. The reason being, a few weeks ago, the CEO of Axial released a letter on their social media pages regarding an alleged incident where they claim Microtech reached out to some of Axial's dealers and essentially told them to remove Axial products from their stores. There have been no further posts yet from Microtech or Axial regarding the incident, so there's a lot of speculation in the air, and no one is really sure how to move forward, especially us as a dealer. It would really be a shame if we couldn't move forward with Axial because these are honestly amazing knives. Microtech makes amazing knives as well, and competition is just good for any industry. Axial only offers 4 knives at this time. This is the full-size OTF called the Shift, which I have here in double-edged stonewash, but they do offer quite a few blade and handle configurations and colors. They offer a smaller OTF called the Dart, an amazing flipper, a titanium frame lock flipper called the NZ, which I also have, but I'm going to do a separate review on because it really deserves its own review. It's amazing. And last but not least, a fixed blade called the Alpine. For the sake of familiarity, I'm going to compare this to a Microtech Ultratech I have here in a very close, similar configuration. First off, the thumb slider on these two knives is so similar, I had to get calipers out and measure the two just to see. And I know there's only so much variation you can really have on something like a thumb slider on a knife, but I wanted to see how close they really were. So the Axial measures in length 1.25 inches compared to Microtech is 1.26 inches. That is a difference of 1/100th of an inch, very close. The width of the Axial switch is 0.24 inches, which is identical to the Microtech. And the height, how high the switch sits up on the Axial, is 0.11 inches compared to the Microtech sits 0.14 inches up. But interestingly enough, if you don't consider the texture, this X on the top of the Microtech button, it is also 0.11 inches, which is the exact same height as the Axial there. Hard to see on camera, but these switches are very, very, very similar. I mean, to the point where it's almost a little weird. And they also have the same shape and feel. Another interesting thing, both buttons have 10 steps to the apex of the switch. So they are very, very close to each other. They both feel excellent for what that's worth. Very similar texture and grip on both. The Axial Shift measures 4.75 inches in length when closed. The Ultratech measures 5 inches with the glass breaker. However, interestingly enough, the Ultratech measures 4.7 inches without the glass breaker, which is a difference of 0.05 of an inch to the Ultratech. The Axial Shift does not have a glass breaker, by the way, although the carry clip screw is located on the bottom of the knife and could very well be taken out and probably replaced with some glass breaker aftermarket or otherwise at some point if you wanted one. Regarding the fit and finish on the Axial, it is a very sleek and smooth knife. The finish on the handle is more matte and soft compared to the Ultratech, if that makes any sense at all. And Axial puts their hardware on the back of the knife. Both are cool, and I like that they are different in this way. Both knives have texturing along the sides of the handle. In Axial, their texturing is sort of laid into the handle, where the Microtech texture is cut out of the actual chassis of the knife. I find to be more effective, I guess, if anything at all, although the Axial design lends itself to be a bit stealthier and smoother. The design, you know, it comes down to personal preference. They're both great. The action on the Axial is fantastic. If I have to be completely honest, it really is great. I prefer it over the Ultratech, plain and simple. It feels smoother, and as weird as this might sound, I really like the sound it makes. It's a very metallic clack sound and slightly louder than the Ultratech, which maybe is a downside for some people. Both knives fire hard and reliably, however. The blade on this particular axial shift is a double-edged, nicely finished stonewash in CPM S35VN and measures a hair under 3.3 inches. The Ultratech is ever so slightly longer at 3.4 inches. It is hard to fit these both in the frame here. The shift has a wider blade, though, at 0.7 inches compared to the Ultratech's 0.64 inch blade. Still very close. The blade edge on the axial shift is also wider than the very fine bevel on the Ultratech design. And as far as appearance goes, I do kind of prefer the Ultratech design. Some people might think the axial looks cleaner. You know, it's a little more minimal. It does complement the simplicity of the handle. You know, they do complement each other pretty nicely, just like the Microtech does. Both are beautifully designed knives. Lastly, the carry clip on the shift is much smaller and simpler than the Ultratech, and I have no idea how the two would compare in effectiveness in regards to how secure they are. The Axial's clip does feel a bit harder to pull up, but it's probably just because of its shorter length. So, all in all, the Axial shift is a very promising OTF I would really be excited to stock more of in our store. Like it or not, there just isn't much competition in the OTF market at the moment. Aside from Microtech, any knife manufacturer that offers an OTF is either small production and in kind of high demand, or they just don't specialize in OTF knives, so the quality isn't really comparable to, you know, a king of the industry like Microtech. Hopefully it won't be too long until we hear some more regarding the situation. And when we do, I plan on releasing another video and hopefully ordering some of these awesome knives so that we can stock and carry and sell them. You guys can get your hands on one because they really are fantastic. But for this video, that's all I got. As soon as I know more, I'll release another video and you'll get a review of the NZ Flipper. It is really awesome. I'm excited to show it to you guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.